right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Tonight, the biggest event in St. Louis motorsports history. The drama, the crashes, and the overtime win as the NASCAR Cup Series comes to town.
Storms held off for the weekend, but they're rolling in to start the work week.
But first, by tomorrow morning, masks will be back in some places.
A mask is such a simple thing. Wear it to protect yourself if there's a surge.
The massive spike in COVID cases. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred. Tonight, St. Louis City and County are both in a high COVID transmission risk. That's according to data from the Centers for Disease Control. Now, some businesses are bringing back the masks. Pepper Baker joins us in studio with a look at the numbers and where those changes are happening. Pepper?
And people are turning to at-home rapid tests, which makes tracking the number of cases tricky. However, doctors are seeing a 20% positivity rate through laboratory tests, which is up from the 3 to 4% positivity rate a couple of months ago. That data is prompting some businesses to bring their masking requirements back indoors.
I'm more disappointed than surprised, because I think we could have been beyond this.
That's how Luann Harding feels about the surge in COVID cases. She and her brother Ignatius Harding were visiting the Arch from out of town and made sure to have their masks on.
I've seen very few people here with them on at all. I've been here for 2 days.
It's worrisome. I'm a Franciscan brother, a Franciscan friar, and we've lost 7 of our friars through COVID. And some of them were just by someone being out without a mask and coming home and giving it to everybody else in the house.
Mercy Hospital infectious disease specialist Dr. Farron Mannion confirmed that the city and county have now entered into the high transmissibility risk zone.
The percentage has gone up, say from 3 to 4% just a couple of months ago to about 20% now being positive for COVID.
The St. Louis Metropolitan Pandemic Task Force is seeing about 39 new COVID patients each day.
Boosters are really going to be crucial in terms of preventing or trying to reduce our chance of getting this infection and certainly winding up in the hospital.
That's why starting Monday, anyone visiting the Gateway Arch will be required to wear masks inside all park buildings, regardless of vaccination status. The foundation made the announcement on their Facebook page.
I think it's a good idea for the people that are to protect themselves, but also to protect their neighbors.
I think we should take full protection of everything we can in our disposition, and that means masking indoors as well as getting vaccinated and getting boosted if you're eligible.
Now, Schnucks is also reverting back to some masking requirements. Employees in the city and county and in several Illinois counties are required to wear face masks, but they are still optional for customers.
Another escape at a juvenile detention center in St. Louis. Police tell us that 3 children escaped from the Hogan Regional Youth Center in North City early this morning. There was another escape back in April and a separate disturbance earlier that month. Then last July, there were 2 other escapes. A live look tonight at the U.S. Capitol. This week, the House is scheduled to vote on gun control legislation. This comes after the president demanded action from Congress following several mass shootings across the country. Survivors and parents of the victims in the Uvalde school shooting and Buffalo supermarket shooting are expected to testify. It follows another weekend of gun violence, including mass shootings in Pennsylvania and Tennessee. Here's CNN's Cole Higgins with the latest.
24 hours of deadly shootings across the U.S.
I'm tired of standing in front of you talking about guns and bodies.
In Chattanooga, Tennessee, 3 people are dead and at least 14 injured after a shooting outside a nightclub. Police say some victims were hit by bullets, others by vehicles fleeing the chaos. It's the second mass shooting in the city in the past week. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 3 people are dead and at least 11 more injured after police say several people opened fire into a crowd in the popular South Street district.
There were hundreds of individuals just enjoying South Street, as they do every single weekend when this shooting broke out.
And in Mesa, Arizona, 2 people are dead and 2 others injured after a shooting outside a bar. Nearby in Phoenix, 1 person is dead and 8 others injured following a shooting outside a strip mall. In Lexington, Kentucky, police say 1 person is dead and another injured after a shooting at a funeral. To the southeast, in Somerton, South Carolina, law enforcement there says 1 woman is dead and 7 teenagers injured after someone opened fire on a high school graduation party. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill Hill facing intense pressure to act in the wake of nationwide gun violence.
Something in the space of expanding background checks, I think is very well. It certainly is on the table, and I hope will be part of a final package.
I've never been part of negotiations as serious as these. There are more Republicans at the table talking about changing our gun laws and investing in mental health than at any time since Sandy Hook.
Cole Higgins, 5 on your side.
Meteorologist Tracy Henson is in for Scott tonight. It was another beautiful day. There were some clouds, but mostly sun, and now you're following some storms for tomorrow, right?
I sure am. I am just so glad that we had nice sunny weather for the big races this weekend. You know, that was something that we were all rooting for, and it looks like it turned out just great. Today, we did hit a very warm temperature, 87 degrees today. Our low was just a little below 70 degrees. On average, we're at about 83 to 65, so close enough for that, for sure. And nowhere near a record high temperature. A record high would have been 98 for the day, though it did feel pretty warm out there because we did add in some humidity. Now, overnight tonight, we're going to drop down only into the upper 60s. It's still going to be quite humid. Our sunset is at 8:23. Then let's focus in on what we're looking at for the start of our work week. 80 degrees on Monday, 82 degrees on Tuesday, but we will start off with storms Monday. They will wrap up by the evening. On Tuesday, we're going to have a few showers, just a couple of spot storms. Definitely more dry time on Tuesday than on Monday. I'll outline both days for you coming up in just a few minutes.
When NASCAR dropped the checkered flag on the Enjoy Illinois 300, it wrapped up a weekend that was more than 55 years in the making for race fans in and around St. Louis. As 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki quickly found out, fans are already excited about what the future holds.
They started lining up hours before the flag dropped.
We came in about 10 o'clock this morning.
For NASCAR's first ever pit stop in the Metro East.
Everybody's a rookie this year, right?
In the action on the track.
I just want to listen to the noise.
Had race fans like Marty David all revved up.
I mean, it's great. It's a short enough track you can see basically the whole race, so that's great. And then, like I said, again, we got the best seats in the house.
First-time race fans left blown away by more than the action on the track.
Everyone is so fun. This is my first NASCAR, and I mean, the people, the vendors, everyone had a beautiful time so far.
Got a good showing, a lot of fans, so it's good for the area.
While the wait for concessions
35-40 minutes.
may have left fans wishing they could step on the gas.
I need to bring a grill. We need to tailgate better.
That didn't stop anyone from trying to convince NASCAR to make this a permanent stop.
They can't go anywhere else if they don't stop here.
This is a great track. It's perfect size for NASCAR. I think, yeah, it's got to be every year now.
Plan to come out like months and months and months, a year ahead of time. It's worth it. It really is.
Of course, it's the action on the track that's going to keep the fans and NASCAR coming back. Hannah and Corey will have more on the race coming up in sports. Reporting at Worldwide Technology Raceway, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
A heads up for drivers in North St. Louis County. Tomorrow, MoDOT is closing the eastbound Interstate 270 ramp to Lindbergh. The ramp closes at 6 p.m. and will be shut down for 2 weeks while crews rebuild the ramp. Detours will be posted in the area. The annual Strawberry Festival returned to Kimmswick this weekend. The popular festival attracts more than 40,000 people every year and generates a huge portion of the city's revenue. Many told 5 on your side's Travis Cummings that's why it's something they never miss.
In the strawberry spirit, the summer fruit making a splash in Kimmswick this weekend for the town's annual festival. Butters, chocolate, and the famous Kimmswick strawberry jam. Tesla Russo visiting from Festus with their kids and friends to get a taste.
She got a couple bows, he got some Kansas City Chiefs stuff, and some buffalo chicken dip.
They're even dressed the part.
Well, we're extra. We do everything extra, but
making it a point to support local.
I think it's really important that we do get out here and we do show these businesses, or else we're not going to have very many businesses left around for our local made things that we need and want.
Last year, the mayor had to ask for donations after a major flood in 2019 cost the city, and the pandemic canceled the strawberry and apple butter festivals in 2020. This year, the city is getting a much-needed boost again.
The Strawberry Festival draws about 40,000 visitors and has about 125 vendors and food stations for all of them to enjoy.
Come on up.
Chris Leach and her family's stand has been out at the fest for 25 years.
It started off really small. Everything was up by the city hall, just a couple booths, and over the years it's gotten bigger and bigger.
They own Imperial's Farmers Market on Main Street. Familiar faces from here and there lined up for their fresh strawberries and butter.
I know I had 60 flats yesterday and probably that many today, but yeah, we've been selling a lot of them.
That success is what makes small communities like this one keep going. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
The town will host its other big event, the Apple Butter Festival, the last weekend of October. Monkeypox concerns are spreading. Now the U.S. is doing something about it. Why health leaders say you should not be worried. The Do Not Call list. It's supposed to help you dodge telemarketing calls. We verify whether picking up could put you back on the list.
Showers and storms are on deck next. I'm timing them out for you.
And I'm Hannah Yates. Coming up at 10:30, it's Sports Plus. It's another coming out party for St. Louis, this time with the NASCAR Cup Series. You'll hear from the Enjoy Illinois 300 winner, and you'll hear about the impact of this whirlwind of a weekend at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
St. Louis is very unique, and they support their own. And once they understood what this was and what the size and scale of this event meant for the area, they showed up and had a great time today.
Plus, Adam Wainwright tries to give the Cardinals a series win over the Cubs. See you tonight after the newscast. Ukraine's capital city of Kiev was hit by Russian airstrikes today. The mayor says at least one person was hurt after multiple explosions. Ukraine forces also shot down a missile just south of the city. This was the first attack in Kiev in weeks. Tonight, operations are back up and running at the Abbott baby formula plant in Michigan. The plant shut down back in February because of a bacteria contamination. That caused the nationwide formula shortage we're seeing now. The FDA cleared it to reopen this weekend. Formula should start hitting shelves in the next few weeks. The White House is sending monkeypox vaccines to people at high risk of getting the virus to prevent an outbreak. The World Health Organization says the number of cases is spreading with more than 530 countries. At least 20 of those are here in the U.S. Monkeypox has been around since the 1950s, and America has a stockpile of vaccines on hand to fight it. Some symptoms are similar to the flu: fever, headache, muscle aches, chills. Then the skin gets a rash and lesions. It's spread through physical contact or the respiratory system. Health experts say it's nothing to be afraid of since there is a way to treat it. The Do Not Call registry. It's meant to stop telemarketers from calling. But one viewer tells our Verify team that she was told just answering her phone puts her back on the database. Casey Decker looks into the law to find out.
At Verify, we go straight to the sources to tell you what's true and what's false. One of our viewers, Ginia, emailed us a question about a telemarketing call she got. She told us that she's on the Do Not Call list, but, quote, ADT called and told me that just by answering my phone, I reinstate myself on their database list. Is that true? All right, Ginia, let's verify. Our sources, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, or TCPA, and the Federal Trade Commission. The TCPA is the law that governs what telemarketers can and can't do. If your phone number is registered on the Do Not Call list, it says anyone trying to sell you something isn't allowed to call you. There are a few exceptions, though. One of them is if you have a, quote, established business relationship with a company. Then they are allowed to call you for up to 18 months after your last transaction with them. So if you pick up the phone and talk to a telemarketer, could that be considered establishing a business relationship? An FTC spokesperson told us, quote, no, simply picking up the phone does not qualify as an established business relationship. And even if it did, the law says the company has to stop calling you if you ask them to. We reached out to ADT and they said they'd take care to keep their databases updated and to follow the law. It is, of course, also possible that the call didn't actually come from ADT and was instead a scammer. In fact, the FTC says home security scams are common. And the Do Not Call list can't stop scammers from calling you. The FTC isn't capable of blocking calls. They can only enforce the law. And scammers aren't following the law anyway, so they're not likely to abide by the Do Not Call list. So no, answering a telemarketer's call does not take you off the Do Not Call list. If you get an unwanted call, block the number and report it to the FTC at donotcall.gov. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
If you have a story for us to verify, send us a message. Text the word verify to 314-425-5355. The price of gas keeps going up tonight. The national average is $4.84. That's up from $4.61 a week ago. Experts say that price is not going down unless demand does. Taking a look now at the statewide averages, Missouri $4.44, Illinois $5.39. Some gas stations in the Metro East are close to that price. We have a list of the lowest gas prices right now in the St. Louis area. Just text the word gas to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you that link. Today was the finale for Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee celebration, marking 70 years on the throne. She made a surprise appearance today, waving to a crowd from her balcony there at Buckingham Palace. She had to miss some events this weekend because of mobility issues. Today, the celebration ended with a military parade and pageant. There were also thousands of performers. They had been practicing for weeks and weeks. Let's get back to meteorologist Tracy Henson, and you are tracking storms for the work week.
I sure am, and I'm just so glad they held off for the weekend. We had a gorgeous weekend here in St. Louis. It was so nice. Temperatures in the mid-80s. It was a little warm today, but overall not bad. Focusing in though to start off our work week, here we go. So Monday, a stormy start. It wraps up by the evening. Tuesday, a few showers, and then we're going to have just a couple of spot storms. So that's all you really need to know to start your week off. 79 degrees in St. Louis. It's in the upper 60s in Farmington, 67 for Warrenton. It's 70 in the Chesterfield Valley and 75 in Alton. Okay, tonight, mostly cloudy, 68 degrees. Winds out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then as we get into tomorrow, here's what it'll look like on the hour by hour, and then I'll go over our future cast for you. 78 degrees by 6 o'clock tomorrow. As you can see, the showers really start off earlier in the morning as we're overcast with 80% of us seeing that rainfall. That continues from 10 till noon. Then it starts to taper off, but when we get into that sunshine, we'll start to bring in that storm risk, and that continues from 2 to 4, and then that starts to taper off as we hit 6 o'clock, so right at around dinner time. Our future cast here, it does look like it's a bit of a scattered mess as we start to get into Monday. It's not the most organized system to look at, that's for sure. Monday, 8:30, there you go, just some spotty showers and storms in there. Still sticking with us by about 12:30. Then some of us will be dry along Interstate 70 and some of us will not be. We'll have some moderate to heavy shower towards Farmington. Same story over in Effingham and south of Litchfield there. 6 o'clock, you can see it really starts to get out of the metro at this point, but not all of us are dry. We still have some scattered showers and storms for some areas, and then you can see those bullseyes. We won't really have the potential for severe weather in the morning, but we will be watching it closely in the evening tomorrow. Then here's 11:30. Most of us are dry with just a couple of spotty showers in there. Gearing up for Tuesday. Tuesday will be mostly dry, bringing in just a couple spotty storms for the evening on Tuesday. Here's how this all looks when you put it on the 10-day forecast for you. 82 degrees on Tuesday. We're at 80 on Wednesday. Wednesday will be a little more like Monday, where we'll have more widespread showers and storms, and then we'll have showers and storms, and then an early shower on Friday and Saturday, and then I'm sure all your eyes were drawn to it, but it does look like we're trending into the 90s for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
Your favorite.
Love 90.
Thank you, Tracy. Coming up, pet trackers put to the test. Consumer Reports finds out what owners need to look for before buying one. Having a pet run off, even for a few seconds, it can be nerve-wracking. There are some pet trackers that can help you find them faster. Consumer Reports tests them out so you can find the best one. Here's Mike Bush.
The longer Hubert's gone, like the more worried I got.
When the Markerts family cat Gromit dashed out the door one evening, they didn't think much of it. Normally Gromit is an inside-outside cat.
And he ended up being gone for 3 weeks.
Now he's sporting an electronic tracking device. It keeps a 24/7 running tab on Gromit's whereabouts using a combination of GPS and cellular signals. Consumer Reports tested pet trackers to see how easy they are to use, set up, and of course, how well they track your precious pet.
You create a safe zone on a map on your smartphone app. Every time the dog leaves that zone, it alerts you on your smartphone.
And for some real-life testing, writer Scott Medince spent several weeks using devices to track his dog, Luna.
So far, she's never run away for a long period of time, but if she did, I know that I'd be able to figure out where she is.
CR says it's best to choose a device that uses GPS and cellular service. This means you'll be paying for the cost of the device plus a subscription plan. But that extra cost is worth it for the extra tracking range it allows. And many trackers also offer a lost or live mode feature, updating your pet's location more frequently if your pup happens to wander out of the safe zone. The top-scoring Tractive GPS Dog LTE offers the best pricing out of all the devices CR tested. It's also light enough to use on your cat, which is something the Markert family really appreciates.
A, you have the peace of mind, but B, it's so interesting to see where he goes when he's out there.
Mike Bush, 5 on your side.
Consumer Report says no matter which one you choose, get comfortable with it first. If there is an emergency, you don't want to get stuck trying to figure out how to use it. Coming up, more jobs in the Midwest, where Ford is hiring thousands of new employees. Ford is adding thousands of jobs in Missouri, Michigan, and Ohio. The company says it's working on more electric vehicles, so it needs to hire more people. There are a total of 6,200 union jobs. More than 1,000 will be at a plant near Kansas City, and all this should happen by the end of 2026. Top Gun Maverick breaks another box office record. It brought in more than $86 million this weekend, bringing the total to $291 million since it premiered last weekend. It is now the biggest box office debut for actor Tom Cruise. I've got to go. My husband has been saying for days that gotta go.
It looks so good. My first car's name was Maverick. So.
Ah, because of Top Gun?
Yes.
Nice.
So I gotta go see it.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
For old time's sake. Okay, 78 degrees for us tomorrow. We will have showers and storms. Primarily, that's going to start off in the first part of the day. So the morning commute, showers and storms. That tapers off a little bit. We'll still have some spotty storms in a few areas, though, for dinner time. And then that picks back up for Tuesday.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for being with us for 5 on your side at 10. Now here's Hannah Yates with Sports Plus.